Yo, what is good, gamers? Today we're looking at how Grand Prix might work in Mario Kart World. Now, traditionally, Grand Prix has been the heart of Mario Kart, where players compete in 4 races comprised of either 3-lap loops or recently 1-lap marathon stretches. There's been some confusion about whether traditional Grand Prix progression will return in Mario Kart World or even just how it will work. Now, I am but a humble fan, and like the rest of you, will have to wait until the April 17th Direct to hear Miyamoto whisper the sweet secrets to our ears. That being said, I think my Nintendo brain rot has actually cracked the code, and I got an idea of how it'll all work. In the Nintendo Treehouse footage, specifically that first segment where they play through the Mushroom Cup in Grand Prix, we see that the first course, Mario Bros. Circuit, is seemingly a traditional 3-lap loop. But then, none of the preceding courses have Mario race in a 3-lap loop. So, what in the frick is going on here? Well, I would like to start by showing you the in-game menu. As you can see, we got 4 main modes on display up here: Grand Prix, Knockout Tour, and presumably Balloon and Coin Battles. You may notice underneath the mode title banner, there's a nice bunch of toggles. In this image, only class, items, and comm difficulty are scalable. This makes sense though, as in Knockout Tour you compete solo, there's a set marathon route for you to drive through which renders race count null, and there's that intermission option at the bottom. So what does intermission mean? Well, as you're likely aware, Mario Kart World takes place in one giant open world, where every course is on this continent. Of course, you can't just cram them all together though, and as this map image so kindly shows, there are roads connecting all of the courses. I believe that these roads, which as a quick reminder are all raceable, meaning that the currently 30 known courses is really misleading in regards to just how much space and content there is to race on, are the intermissions. So basically, an intermission variant of a course would have you depart from one course, travel along the interconnecting roads, and arrive at another course. It would probably make the races too long if you had to do an entire 3-lap loop at one course, travel along the roads to the next course, and then do another 3-lap loop in the destination course. So Nintendo has opted to evenly partition bits of all 3 components into these intermission variants. And we can see how the courses are rerouted with the same treehouse footage, as the path to the intermission roads is blocked off in the first race, but then opened in the second when Mario needs to arrive at Crown City. So, to bring it all home, I believe when setting the rules for Grand Prix races within this menu, we can choose between the brand new intermission variant, which has us traveling between each course, but also means we can only do 1 lap around them, and the traditional loop variants. And it makes sense that Knockout Tour wouldn't let you change this option because, again, the whole gameplay loop and progression is different than the Grand Prix, where it's more of a stretch marathon than a loop. So that's how I believe the Grand Prix mode in Mario Kart World will work. Am I on to something, or am I on something? Let me know in the comments below.